Hey everybody, how's it going? Torsar here with another sports talk video. Let me get everything situated right here. Sorry. Now today, I was having a hard time coming up with a topic. Still trying to hold off on the NFL QB thing until find out what the San Francisco 49ers do, because the deeper they get, the more interesting that one becomes. And again, I'd like to wait till the off season. Couple other things going on, maybe a baseball Hall of Fame discussion. I don't know. They've kind of ruined that for me. But I started to think, this is one of the better times of the year in sports. Maybe the best time of the year in sports. So that's what I'd like to talk about today. And this is actually going to be a two-parter. Because what I find sometimes people get really subjective on, and I actually call this, I came up with this during Endgame when it came out. I found that people really can't differentiate sometimes between what they like and what's actually good. And the reason why I really noticed this during Endgame, and this is why I call it what it is, I call it Fat Thor and Professor Hulk syndrome. Because I heard a lot of people who didn't think Endgame was a good movie just because they didn't like what Marvel did with Thor and Hulk as characters. And I said, well, that doesn't make Endgame not a good movie just because you didn't like two characters' story arcs in one movie. And, you think about it and it's like, yeah, people very often confuse what they like with what's actually good. Now, for instance, my favorite movie of all time is Conan the Barbarian, but I am fully aware it is nowhere near one of the top rated movies or best movies of all time. But at the same time, I would rather watch 10 minutes of that movie than watch the entirety of Driving Miss Daisy, which I fully understand is a 4-star movie that is probably critically acclaimed as one of the best movies of all, maybe not the best movies of all time, but could it make a top 20 list, a top 30 list? I mean, it's a 4-star movie. That's not my ranking, or rating. All right. So that's why I'd like to ask two questions. What is the best time of the year in sports? Is it right now? And also, what is your favorite time of the year in sports? Now, for me, I'm going to start with that last one first. You guys will probably think I'm a dork. And this goes in what I was just saying. My favorite time of the year in the sports, and this has to do with what time of the year it is too, is the beginning of July when I know the Tour de France is coming up. It's still my favorite event to watch. 3 weeks long. You could see I'm a cyclist at heart. I love the Tour de France. Now, I'm fully aware it's not the most popular sport out there. And that probably 1% of you, if less, would agree with that and say, yeah, Torsar, I love the Tour de France. There's just something about it. The riders, you get to follow them. It's 3-4 hours. I just love it. All right. Now, what I think is the best time of the year in sports. Is it during the fall when the baseball playoffs are going? When hockey's in full swing? When the NBA's in full swing? When the NFL is in full swing? Is it right now? NFL playoffs going on? NBA is in the middle of their season. Hockey's in the middle of their season. We're starting to see who's shaking out in the college basketball tourney. Who's going to get one seed, what seeds, what the one seeds are. Is it a couple months from now during March Madness, during the tourney? Yes, football's over by then, but as we know, football now is a 365. Oh, and I totally forgot college football too. You know, sometimes I forget about it. I'm not too big of a college football fan. Very often, the best games are regular season matchups due to the importance of it. Throw that in with the fall part. But as far as the NFL goes, very often it's a 365 day a year thing. So you got the draft going on, all the draft analysis and everything, the combines that's going on during March Madness. Obviously, the NBA's ramping up for the playoffs. So is hockey. Spring training's right around the corner. If not, well, it is going on. The start of the baseball season is right around the corner. So, what is the best time of the year in sports? If I really had to think long and hard about it, I mean, it's so tough because the NFL playoffs are so good, but man, that time of the year when baseball's wrapping up, you know, the fall classic, let's just say during the World Series, because it happens so late now. So that's why, and the NBA and the NHL seem to start a little bit earlier. So it's like, man, the four major American sports are all going. College football's in full swing. Heck, even college basketball is starting to get going by then. I'd probably have to say that that's the best time of the year in sports. Maybe right now, maybe during March Madness, you know, you could make a case for that. Any other time of the year, it'd be tough. Oh, the Masters too. I forgot during March Madness, you know, the Masters is ramping up. Who else loves seeing that first commercial sometime? I just saw it a couple weeks ago. You know, I know it's still a ways away when you see that first commercial on ESPN for the Masters, but it's kind of like the Punxsutawney Phil of sports, where it's like, oh, spring's not too far off because there's a commercial for the Masters. But it's tough. The four major American sports are going. College football is going. College basketball is about to start. I'd really have to say during when the World Series is being played. I think that'd be my answer, but I don't know. What's your guys' answer? Let me know in the comments. Thank you, anyone, if you've gotten this far. Thank you for all the new subs. You guys have been amazing so far. I knew this was going to be sort of a slow process, but actually it hasn't been as slow as I thought it had you know, as I thought it would be. You know, you can't really worry too much about the subscriber count. Of course, I'd love to get to 1,000 subs, but you know what? There's another marker too, and that's 400 watch hours within a year. So that's why if you've gotten this far, if you've even watched a couple seconds of any other video, thank you so much. Guys are amazing. Everyone's amazing. I just like to say, when I say guys, I mean everyone. I don't just mean men. Guys and gals, everybody. This is obviously my YouTube channel, but it's in your hands. So, in essence, it's your YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Stay healthy. Peace.